Hey, what up, guys? Welcome to today's drip here on the Growthcast. Today, I wanted to dive into something that we actually talked about on a recent Mindset Monthly call, and that is the skill of cognitive reframing. Sounds complicated. We're here to help simplify. Cognitive reframing is a technique that is used to shift your mindset so you're able to look at a specific situation or a person or a relationship from a slightly different perspective. It's literally the skill of getting better at seeing things in a not just different light, but a better light. When you hear me talk about error-ridden thinking, this is essentially the process of catching yourself and course correcting. That's what cognitive reframing is. Cognitive reframing is a worthwhile skill set to hone in on, learn more about, become proficient in, and practice regularly so that you can become proficient in it. The better you get at this particular skill, the more life will happen for you in your business, in your parenting, in your everything day to day. On today's drip, I wanted to demonstrate this skill with a real life example and do like a walkthrough with everybody, something that we actually did in depth on our Mindset Monthly call earlier this week. Now, this is a little more reduced version of it, but I wanted to dive in nonetheless. So here's the situation, all right? Walk through this with me, if you will. Let's say some of your friends are going out to dinner this weekend and you weren't invited. I want you to stop and think, what conclusion would you draw up in your mind? Some people might go down the road of thinking, my friends don't like being around me. They think I am boring. Now, again, you're going to have to enlighten yourself, enlighten the situation for a moment, because in the heat of it, you're going to be much more emotional, right? It's easier to walk through this scenario right now with a clear head, but when you're in the heat of something, it complicates it. And so stop and think. Many of you would come to the conclusion that, well, my friends don't like being around me. They think I'm boring. What are the feelings that come from thinking that thought? Those feelings would be emotions like sadness. You'd feel disliked. You'd feel alone. You'd feel stressed. You'd feel insignificant. Those are a few of many different emotions that people would feel. Well, what would you do now, right? If you aren't conscious about all of this leading up to this point, what you'll probably do is you will go find evidence that supports your original thought, which again is, my friends don't like being around me. They think I'm boring. So evidence for that, something in your thought process would look something like, yeah, you're right, Dallas. You do get moody every now and again, right? If this was me, I'd go down and have that conversation with myself. If it was you, you'd have that conversation with yourself. Here's today's invite, today's high-level skill. Take notice at this point and course correct by finding evidence that doesn't support that original thinking error. Again, the actionable is at this stage right here, as you start to recognize an improper or error-ridden thought and the negative emotions start to rise, take notice of that and shift your paradigm, shift your mindset, choose a new frame. How do you go down that path? How do you start going down that path? Well, your job at this point in the process is to start finding evidence that doesn't support the original thought. How would that look? Maybe that thought process would look something like, truth is, my friends have told me several times that they think I am fun. They tell me often that I make them laugh. We have plenty of other friends and have not been invited, and all of those friends haven't been invited to every single activity. After second thought, I do get invited to most things. Then your job at that point, once you've found evidence that doesn't support the original idea, you choose a new frame. You take a stance. Hey, my friends actually like me. My friends like me. Just because they like me doesn't mean they have to invite me to everything. What's the new outcome from thinking that? Well, the emotions, right? You feel happier. You no longer feel stressed about this situation. You see yourself and others in a positive light. And what does that do for your actions? Well, everything, right? Our thoughts produce our feelings, and our feelings produce our actions. The better we get at navigating this step-by-step process and course correcting when needed, the better we will become in all avenues that we choose to pursue or go down in our lives. Today's biggest invite with all of this is to give yourself power more often by practicing this skill of cognitively reframing situations in your life. Quit giving that power to others and to your lower self. Feed your higher self. Feed growth. Feed the work of cognitive reframing more often in your life. And as you do, you will find that life is absolutely 100% happening for you on a very regular, almost constant basis. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Hope you're able to grab a powerful skill of high value today with the skill of cognitive reframing here on the Daily Drip. And we'll see you guys back here again tomorrow.